And Ghana's transition process in 2008 was described as chaotic. It took less than a week to transfer power to the new government following the presidential runoff on December 28, 2008 and the declaration of results on January 3, 2009. Here's the News Desk report.
With barely a week to transfer power from the outgoing NPP government to the incoming NDC administration on January 7, 2009, pressure was on both teams. The unpleasant situation was when some ministers called to provide information to the incoming government delayed.
One of the things that was brought to the attention of the transition team for the other side, specifically when the handover of Jubilee House and the castle occurred, was that we wanted to have details for the amount spent on the Jubilee House, for the OAU conference, and for the UNCTAD conference. And indeed, at that time, the former chief of staff indicated that he would make those figures available. Had he done so, we wouldn't have had to have the kind of investigations or preliminary investigation that the team for the handover of government assets would have done.
Also, some ministers failed to move out of government bungalows with the excuse of having been given short notice. Until the enactment of the Presidential Transition Act 2012, Act 845, there was no legal framework for smooth transfer of power. Before this, there had been forced evictions and seizure of government vehicles. This necessitated the call for the election date to be shifted to November 7 of every election year to give enough time for the transition. Without any proper documentation, incoming governments have painted a gloomy picture of the state of the economy. For instance, in 2008, the newly elected NDC government told Ghanaians the economy was broke. Despite the country being broke, the transition team spent 361,924.41 cedis. Much of the amount was spent on hiring office equipment and paying honoraria of members of the transition team. More than a third of the money was spent on refreshments. High spending of the transition team raised eyebrows in political circles, with the minority in parliament calling for an audit of the account. A member of the team, Dr. Dufour, gave the breakdown of honoraria paid to members of the transition team. The chairman was paid 2,250 cedis. The two supporting staff received 1,800 cedis each, making a subtotal of 3,600 cedis. The 7 subcommittee chairmen collected 1,800 cedis each, amounting to 12,600 cedis, while 141 members received 1,350 cedis each, amounting to 190,350. Total amount spent on honoraria was 208,800. For many Ghanaians, a smooth transition is key to wrapping any election. Some commentators have called for more education on getting people who engage in their own transitions at the local level to stop. The new Transitional Act, Act 845, is expected to ensure smooth transfer of power.